One of the most difficult things we have to address is just how little faith we have in grief. It's like because it's become so marginalized and so pushed out of the heroic atmosphere, particularly of Western society, we don't know that space very intimately. So when it arises, we either fear it, dread it, and want to overcome it as quickly as possible. And obviously, in my work over the past 40 plus years of as a therapist, but also then 25 or more years of working with grief ritual spaces, you learn to develop a certain faith that this space is not something to avoid. You don't go looking for it, it will find you, just like, but how we respond to it makes so much difference. There's a wonderful passage by John O'Donohue. He said, what you encounter, recognize, or discover depends to a large degree upon the quality of your approach. When we approach with reverence, great things decide to approach us. So, what if we approach grief with reverence? And its largeness, its immensity could then move towards us in a way that ripens, matures, deepens, breaks us open to a wider intimacy with the world. So I've learned to linger in that space. And the other thing I would just add to that, Thomas, is that certain griefs, like earth grief, they're unresolvable. So what do we need in order to sit with an unresolvable sorrow? That takes a great deal of psychic capacity, doesn't it? Just to stay present with something that you cannot resolve. But we also don't want to turn away from it, because if we do, then who's going to register what's moving, in the world, in the field? So we have a soul obligation in a sense to stay present to this. So that's a lot of what I've learned over these many, many years, is just how to, accompany sorrow, not lead it, not direct it, but in a sense befriend it and let it be. It's always there. I mean, even in the midst of a silent meditation, my guess is that sorrow will arise, tenderness, sadness, grief. There's so much to acknowledge right now in our collective field.
Yeah, no, beautiful. I completely agree with you. And so, what do you see experience through your work is the price we pay for kind of suppressing or not engaging that sadness? So how does that affect us?
Oh, drastically. I mean, in my practice, when I was seeing people, they would often come in and say that they were depressed. But when you sit and listen to their stories, it's not depression, it's oppression. It's undigested grief that's kind of settled like sediment that kind of compromises our full engagement with our life. And so, I mean, as you know, the system is integral. It's not, you can't piecemeal it. So you can't say, well, I'm just going to take grief out of the picture and the rest of it will be fine. It's a collective system. So there's a deadening that comes with that. I think it was you know, Gibran who said something about, the deeper that we go into our grief, the greater we experience joy. So what we're invited to have this incredible register of emotional life. But if we shut off that lower register, the upper register also collapses. And we live in what I call a flatline culture. There's a very narrow range of what we're allowed to feel. Anger maybe, but tenderness, that's not so accessible. Grief, definitely not. So we've been compromised in our full range of emotion. And what we end up calling depression, I think, is a compromised expression of soul life.